A very warm welcome, everybody, to our Team Principals press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One Belgian Grand Prix. Joining us today, left of screen, we have Laurent Mekies. In the middle, we have Jonathan Wheatley. And right of screen, we have Ayao Komatsu. A very warm welcome to you all. Laurent, if we could start with you, please. Many congratulations on the new job, first of all. You've been in it about 2 weeks. Can you start by giving us your first impressions of Red Bull Racing?
The first impression is you get into the building, a building Jonathan knows very well, and you get into the building, you get through the trophy room, and how can you feel? You just feel honored, privileged. It's unbelievable achievements that the team have been getting in the last 20 years. So that's the first wow effect you get is that one. And then, of course, what these 2 weeks have been is really trying to meet as many people as possible from the team. There is no other way, I think, to try to get to know the team, to understand, to start to understand the strengths and the weakness, to understand how we will be able to eventually support. So that's what have been really the 2 weeks, Tom. Trying to meet as many as our people as possible. And the good news is it's an incredible team. They didn't win by luck or by mistakes. They won because the accumulation of talents that there is in the buildings is just unbelievable. Every small box you open and you look at how they go about a given topic or another things, and every time you say, wow, that's really nice, and that's all coming from the people there at all levels that have been doing an amazing jobs for all these years. Maybe that man as well. Really, that's how the first 2 weeks have been.
And have you seen enough to be able to tell us what you think the biggest differences are between Red Bull Racing and Racing Bulls, where you were before?
Well, the short answer is no. I think it would be wrong to compare teams at this stage, but it's fair to say that the game is changing when you try and fight for the wins, when you try to fight for the championships, and in how extreme you have to go in every single area to grab the last bit of performance, and that means you need to make some very bold choices, very bold decisions. And this is what you find in all these small boxes we were talking about before. How extreme the team goes about every single details in order to eventually get that ultimate performance that you need for the sort of ambition that the team has.
Okay, Laurent, thank you very much. I think there's going to be lots more questions for you in a minute. Jonathan, if I could come to you now, you joined Sauber mid-season. How difficult is it to pick up the baton during a busy racing season?
I think it's a challenge, but everything about being a team principal of a Formula One team is a challenge. You can't always choose when you start the position, and you have to make the most of it, really. It's been a very intense period of time, my first 4 months or something with the team. I have to say I've loved every second, the new challenges, the energy, the atmosphere in the team, and of course that's just getting stronger, and the energy is just getting more intense as a result of our performances recently.
Just on the topic of Red Bull Racing, it's a team where you spent many years. Can you just give us your thoughts on the news that Christian Horner's been relieved of his operational duties?
Well, I'd like to start by saying that look at what Christian achieved in that team. Look what the team that he was part of achieved over the last 20 years. I had a fantastic time in Milton Keynes. I have a slightly more scenic drive to work now, but I know the strength and depth of the people there, and I know the task that Laurent's taken on is going to be exciting for him. I want to say on a personal level that I wish Christian absolutely the very best in the future, but also that two really good friends of mine, gentlemen sat to my right here, Laurent and also Alan Permain, that it's provided opportunities in their careers and their career development, and honestly, so out of everything comes something hugely positive, and I'm just really pleased for Laurent and Alan.
Jonathan, your team has scored more points in the last 4 races than Red Bull Racing. In terms of performance, do you feel you're building some momentum now in Hinwil?
Yeah, I mean, look, let's face it. I doubt we're going to be regular competitors for podiums. But what I think it showed is that the small gains that we're making behind the scenes, the things that people can't see necessarily, on top of the performance that we're putting on the car towards an end of a set of technical regulations where normally things are stale. I think it's all shows good signs for the future. There's, like I said earlier, there's a great energy in the team. We're moving forwards, and I'm sure I'm not entirely sure we could have delivered that result earlier on in the season, because you have to get everything right to get a podium, as these gentlemen know. But look, we got a great time to enjoy it, and actually got to breathe and enjoy it at the factory before coming to the next race.
Jonathan, thank you for that. And Ayao, thank you for waiting. Let's come to you now. Am I talking to a team principal or a racing driver? Just how much did you enjoy driving the Haas at Goodwood last week?
I think everyone knows I'm not a racing driver, far from it. No, it was I'm very grateful, amazing opportunity. I used to go to Goodwood all the time as a fan. Saw those cars going up the hill. I never thought I'd drive a car one day, let alone Formula One car. So, yeah, I mean, when we asked Gene to drive and he said yes, then we decided to do the preparation together, but still I wasn't going to drive it. But then he very generously let me do it with him. So I'm very grateful about that. But best thing is, like, we celebrated our 10 years really, in the style. And then Gene absolutely loved it. You never seen him smile so much and shaking hands with everyone, interacting with fans. So it was a great experience all around.
Let's bring it on track now. You said after Silverstone that the team had underperformed in the race. What were the issues there?
Issues, honestly, starting from myself, really, the whole team, including myself. I think we had a wrong mindset. I think Jonathan's team and Nico showed us how to do it. So we knew we had a fast car. We knew we had fast drivers. So what we should have done is just focus on our race and then look at what in front of us and do the best. And then don't almost worry about the result, because the result will come. I think Nico and Zauber, they judged, made all the right decisions, judged the condition very, very well, and then executed it. Such a great teamwork. So honestly, congratulations for you guys. And also very happy for Nico as well. But, it's a shame that Nico couldn't do it with us, but when he was with us. But again, it just shows that, it's just so important to work as a team with correct mindset, correct objectives. So our approach was wrong. But good thing is we got the machinery to do it, we got the drivers to do it. So we just need to put it right.
Ayao, we might get mixed conditions this weekend here at Spa. Are you entering the race weekend with a different mindset?
100%, yes.
Okay. I think we're going to open this to the floor now. It's very busy in here. So let's start, please, with Ian Parks. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. Ian Parks, Racing News 365. Question for yourself, Laurent. Can you just give us an idea as to how things played out in the days following the British Grand Prix, as much as you're allowed to, of course, with regard to the approach that was made to you to take over, and of course your reaction to the news that the owners had decided to relieve Christian of his operational duties? Thank you.
Well, it was not very different for me than it was for you, really, guys. I got a call a few hours before you guys were made aware. I got a call from Oliver and Helmut, and they asked me if I would be interested to do the job. And obviously, it came out of the blue at that moment for me. I was actually in the UK at Racing Bulls and came in a completely unexpected way. And I actually asked them to think about it for a few hours and hang up the phone. And obviously, it's difficult to digest. But the first things that then come into your mind, you say, well, wait a second, it's Red Bull. They are calling you, they ask you to step in to do that job. With everything that Red Bull means, its energy, its spirits, how they go about their racing teams, and that's how you pick up the phone and you say, of course, it's an honor, it's a privilege, as we said. First thoughts obviously goes to, in this moment as well, to Christian, because it's not something that I could have expected, and he had been nothing else than extremely supportive with me in these last 2 years. It's not a secret that he's the one with Oliver and Helmut that brought me back to the Red Bull family a couple of years ago. So that's the sort of mix of emotion that you get at that moment. But as I said, the dominant one is it's Red Bull calling. I guess it's then a matter of loyalty towards the brand, and you just say, of course, I'm if you think you need me there, I will go there.
Thank you, Laurent. Next, please. Luke.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Laurent, another one for you. Max Verstappen's future has obviously been a big talking point in F1 over the past few months. For you, how much of a priority is that, ensuring that Max will be remaining with the team for next year in the foreseeable future? And what conversations have you had with Max about his future?
In terms of priority, I'm sure Max wants a fast car, and if we get him a fast car, I'm sure it's cancelling out all the other considerations. So really the focus is very much to, as we said earlier, to try to get to know the team as quickly as possible in order to see how we can support, we can build the next step of competitiveness in order to get a fast car and hence to make it an easy call for Max.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Andrew Benson, BBC Sport. Laurent, it's for you again, I'm afraid. What qualities do you think Oliver and Helmut saw in you that made them want to make you team principal? And what initial impressions have you formed about where Red Bull have gone a little bit off the rails so far this year and last?
So the first questions you will have to ask them. I'm not going to take that one. The second question, all I've been seeing in these 2 weeks is extraordinary talents, incredible racing spirit. These guys go on the edge on every single aspect. There is not a single department where you see, a bit of a feeling of laying back or resting. They really are at war in the good sense of the word, if I may say, in every single aspect. So that's what you see, Andrew. That's what you see in the team. So really, in front of that, what we are going to try to do is to make sure that all these women and men, they have everything they need to express themselves at best, that they are supported, that they have all the means that they need to have to show their talent. I think they have been showing season after season that they are the best in the world, or if they are not, they are very close. And to your point, you do not see weaknesses. You see a lot of desires from everyone to get that Red Bull energy. Perhaps to reduce the noise outside, just to concentrate on racing. That's what you see, and that's what we are going to try to do together.
Thank you. Next, Scott.
Scott Mitchell, I'm from the race. Another for you, Laurent. Sorry. What when you had your conversations with the shareholders about the decision, what was explained to you in terms of the timing of doing it now, and what kind of plans been outlined to you in terms of how you will run the team and how things will work? Because Helmut mentioned in an interview this week that the idea will be sort of reduced responsibilities versus Christian and sort of tighter focus on the race team, for example.
It's probably because of everything we have said earlier about, trying to get the team, trying to understand the dynamics, trying to understand the strengths and the weaknesses. It's probably a bit early to talk about structure, but for sure, one thing that is very high in our priority is to make sure that we can have the right focus, that we avoid any bottlenecking in the company at all level, and it's with that spirit that we look at at what we need to do next. So. For sure, Formula One comes first. We have the chassis operation, the power unit operation. That's what is going to be the main focus. It's a racing team. People in the team love racing. That's what they are here for, and that's going to be where the main focus is.
Okay, thank you. Next, please. Charles.
Charles Richards, The Guardian. Again for you, Laurent. this has been quite a seismic shift for many people in the team, many of whom have been there as long, if not slightly longer than Christian. You've had 2 weeks now. Can you just tell us, what is the state of morale within the team, as they deal with this big change?
For sure, the first 24 hours was a big adjustment because nobody was expecting it. So no questions. The first few hours after the announcement was a surprise for everyone, and certainly a digestion phase for everyone. What can I say after that? It's been I've been only been finding a huge amount of support from everyone. They just want to go racing. So they are hugely respectful, and we all are in the achievements that have been made under Christian's leadership. Can I be hoping for more support, openness from the people I've been meeting these last 2 weeks? No. Everybody has been incredibly supportive, willing to open the door, willing to speak, to listen. What were their limitations? What were the strengths? How do we go next about going back to the racetrack and fighting at an even higher level tomorrow? So that's what I found.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Ronald Fording, motorsport.com. It's another one for Laurent, I'm sorry. Last time Christian was in the FIA press conference, he said Red Bull has had 2 really successful eras in F1, and now it's all about building a third one. Do you think that's the current state of the team, that it's somehow a transitional phase, and that maybe building that third era is a long-term project, also given that some of the tools, including the wind tunnel, will be online a bit later on?
We normally don't like very much the word transition in Formula One. No questions. You're right. Red Bull F1 has had these 2 incredible era of success. I think that the next one is dictated by the change of regulations for next year and the amazing decisions to go with our own power unit with Ford. So that's what will dictate, a new era, whether we want it or not. I think all the teams will be starting a new era because of the scale of the change of the regulation next year.
All right, next. Yep.
Phil Duncan, PA. Laurent, another one for you. I just wondered if you'd spoken to Christian since you've taken on the job. And also, Christian was obviously a big character in the sport over the last 20 years. Do you feel under pressure in any way to fill his shoes, both on and off the track?
At first, yes, we have spoken. He has been nothing else than supportive, even in the extremely, difficult context for him. He was the first one to text. He was the first one to call. I think again this morning or yesterday, we text each other again. So he has been nothing else than supportive, which is very impressive in the context. Nobody is going to replace his character. Nobody is going to replace him like for like. I come in to do the CEO and the team principal job. Is there any way one can do it in the same way than Christian's? No, or at least certainly not me. But we'll be relying on the incredible strengths that there is in this team. Everybody is stepping up. It's certainly an opportunity to look for even more empowerment of our people. Again, there is so many. Every time we have a discussions with Jonathan, we talk about, look how much strengths in depth you have in this team, and that's what you find. So we will certainly look at this phase as a way to get our incredible people to step up and to create together the next competitive advantage for the next regulation phase.
All right, another one. Where are we going next?
Ivo Bakvis, Panorama. Question to Laurent and Jonathan as well. Red Bull has always been known for a very distinctive team culture. Do you think that will change with new people on the top?
Look, Laurent is an incredibly impressive person. He's been a friend of mine for a really long time, and he has a wonderful way of managing people. And I think the team principal's role is very much to motivate the team, to put the right people in the right positions, and give them the best opportunities and the tools they need to do the job. And I think I have no doubt whatsoever that Laurent is going to excel in that particular regard. And I just say again, I want to wish him all the very best in the future, and I couldn't be happier for him.
You're a bit too kind. So, you know, what we want to get there, you know, you're asking about the culture, no? What we want to get there is you know, everybody loves the Red Bull approach. Everybody loves the Red Bull energy. I'm sure you all recall the early days of when Red Bull started in Formula One, and certainly I'm sure Jonathan recorded very well. And we all want to feel that energy. We only want to go racing. That's what we all love. And that's going, you know, is that the basis of our culture? Yes, it is the Red Bull culture, the Red Bull energy. You know, work hard, play hard, and try to only think about racing.
All right, thank you. In the front, yep.
Leonie to Grande Premio. One more question for Laurent. Any details you can share about your current agreement with Red Bull? Is it just for this year? Is it multi-year? And are there any clear goals for you to achieve a particular place in the championship to retain Max, maybe? Thank you.
Not sure how much I can share. No, seriously. Look, I don't think anyone doubts what Red Bull F1 is here to do in terms of objectives. No, so I think I don't think anyone doubts what are the objectives of the team. You know, short term, mid term, long term is to fight for the wins and is to fight for championships. That's what it is. So in terms of, you know, of mission statements, that's of course what is the objective for the next, for the time being, and for the short term and the mid term. Is it different to what it was yesterday? No. Does anyone has a contract that guarantees him to stay forever? No, I don't either. But I think it's pretty normal in Formula One.
Thank you, Laurent. Next, please.
Louis Dekker, NOS for the other two. 20 years is a long time. Have you ever had the ambition to stay on for 20 years? And Laurent, for you, what will you be doing in 2045, when Max is 47, I think, and you will have a lot of gray hairs and be an old man?
Oh, let's bring you back in.
20 years, I don't know. I didn't think about it like that, to be honest. You know, I wanted to do Formula One since I was 14, then came to England when I was 18 and started working in 2003. But every year has been a challenge, new challenge. It's never, you know, moment of boringness at all. So it's just, and then you continue to make progress as an individual, as a team, looking for the next stages. So yeah, I don't count the years. It just, so it happened. I've been here for more than 20 years. But yeah, it's as fresh as anything. You know, it's a very exciting new challenges we all got every single time we do our job. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, another new challenge, you know, continuously.
Well, but I guess when I came into the sport, I thought I'd do it for a couple of years. That was 34 years ago. 20 years ago, crikey. Yeah, all right. I never thought I'd meet somebody like Dietrich Mateschitz. You know, what can happen in 20 years is an extraordinary thing. The team that he built to be part of that journey was incredible. Flavio Briatore, I mean, you know, the people that you meet, the opportunities that Formula One gives you, the excitement I still get about coming to Spa-Francorchamps after all these years, you know. There's something in all of us, and we share this energy, this positive energy, the love for the sport, where it can take you in your career. I think it's well known here. I started as a mechanic in 1991. I'm sat here as a team principal now, you know. the opportunity that Formula One gives to people, and I say to so many young people when I first meet them when they're coming into the business or trying to find out about the business, I'm fully energized. I mean, I don't know if I've got another 20 years in me cutting edge level, but I just say that it's a remarkable sport. I think we're all honoured and proud to be part of it, and I'm looking forward to whatever the next part of the journey is.
It's exactly as Jonathan and Ayao said. Really, you know, the truth is we are Formula One fans. That's who we are. We have been from very early days, from childhood, and somehow without understanding exactly why and how, you end up being paid to actually witness your hobby or watch your hobby. And you know, to this date, for every single race, there will be a moment in the weekend where you get into the garage, where you go and plug on the pit wall, and where you will have that feeling where you say, well, I have the best seat to watch the race weekend. And that's how we feel. I know, and I hope that it's also how a lot of you feels, and that's the passions we have in the sport. So as a result, we don't count the years, or our hair is counting for us. But that's really how you feel. So we are extremely lucky. And that's why, you know, it's important to keep that perspective, and it's important to keep the right energy and the right spirit when we come racing, because as much as we are, before all, we are competitors, and you know, we live and die for the competition. We are also hardcore fans, and very privileged hardcore fans.
Thank you all. Next, please.
Over there, Michael DeForest from Auto Hebdo. A question for all three of you, and continuing on that topic, you have all started your journeys at this current position in the last 18 months, and there's been a lot of changes in the team principal view of Formula One. What do you think about this new generation that you guys are coming now?
Oh, should we start with you again?
Yeah, I think every situation is different. You know, like people's got very different background. I think, you know, as you said, you're a mechanic. I was coming from a engineering background. You know, some people coming from more commercial business background. I think just every team is built differently. I think important thing is, like Laurent's been saying, you really got to spend time listening to people, understand what we need to perform each team, and then I'm sure each one of us think about, you know, understanding the organization, people trying to get best out of people. So I don't know if it's just a generation difference, but certainly I think when I talk to people like Laurent, Jonathan, other team principals, I think the way we try to approach it, regardless of the background, is actually very similar. You know, it is a huge team sport. You know, nobody can do it on their own. It's not a dictatorship. You really got to motivate people, listen to people, facilitate, provide an environment that these, you know, talented, hardworking people can perform. And so, yeah, I don't know if it's a generation thing, but that's how I see it.
I would just build on what Ayao said, because he's hit the nail on the head. I think there's a common theme that runs through all the team principles, which is there's passion for people and passion for the sport. And without the people, there's just a lot of machines in empty rooms in big, vast factories, maybe not big, vast factories in our respect at the moment. So it's about empowering those people, and you feel it. There's a common thread that runs through all of us.
Very, very similar, really. You know, we call it the hidden lap time. You know, it's not a lap time that will appear on your wind tunnel tracker, on your engine power tracker, but it's how much your people are engaged, how much they are motivated, how much they trust each other, how much they help each other. I think we will all agree that's where the business is right now. That's where you can and have to make a difference. But you know, it's a good news for everyone. It means it's more than ever a people's business. Also because the size of the team have grown so much that the difference between having everyone at 100% or not is sometimes well outweighing one innovation or another.
All right, thanks all. We've got time for one more, please.
Tom Carey, Telegraph. Laurent, last one for you. Sorry, over here. You mentioned in your conversations with Oliver Mintzlaff and Helmut, you know, that when they offered you and you're surprised. Did they offer you any reasons why Christian Horner had been dismissed at that point? Are you clear on why and why now?
The short answer is no, they haven't. We didn't get into the why and the why now, but they outlined the sort of objectives they had for the team moving forward.
All right, Laura, thank you. Thank you to all three of you. We will leave it there. Best of luck for the rest of the weekend. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we are at the end of the team principals press conference of the Belgium Grand Prix. Firstly, I'm sorry to being at the right bottom of the screen, but I must do it because of the YouTube rules. The second thing is just thank you to all watching this video until the end of it. And the third thing is that announcement that I had talked also yesterday in our the other videos. We are going to start sim racing in our new channel. Just we are asking from you to give your support to our new channel that we will start probably next season, the new season on Formula 1. We will put that on cards on this video, and also you can find the channel at these videos description. If we came to talk about, as always, I'm giving my honest opinions about the press conferences or the drivers' interviews. Let's say the top topic was also in today the Christian Horner. The lot of speculations. No one was expecting. Someone was expecting to be fired, Christian Horner. But let's say that the team principals gave their let's say honest opinions about the Christian Horner. If I need to say anything about him, like for me, it was a very huge surprise to see Christian Horner to be fired from Red Bull after a lot of years. But this kind of things happens actually. And the second top topic today, let's say, until the questions like Max Verstappen's future and the new principle of the Red Bull. I think there's the lot of things is going to change at the Red Bull. I believe that the first thing that will change that is they're not going to change a lot of times their second driver, and I think that the team principal replacement will take the pleasure, the pressure actually from the Yuki Tsunoda, and I think we will watch better Yuki Tsunoda after this race. And if you have watched also sprint qualifying, there was a huge disaster result for the Yuki Tsunoda, but for a couple of races I think he needs actually to get better and better. I'm not going to talk much more about it, just a couple of words about the Haas. They had like a disaster race. They had a lot of problems at the British Grand Prix. It wasn't like they was expected from the British Grand Prix, but today, if you have watched also at the sprint qualifying, they had a very good result. With the team, and their car is performing very well, and let's say maybe they will have a much more better results at the sprint race and also at the main qualifying and the other at the Sunday the race. Those were my comments about this press conference. As always, I'm not going to comment anything about the questions of the journalists. I'm leaving that comments to our viewers. Just one more time, don't forget to like this video, to comment and subscribe to this channel. And also, if you want to give us support, if you are like sim racing lover, just don't forget to check our new channel and of course to put one subscribe.